Okay, you beautiful humans. Let's talk about the apocalypse. It's a hell of a way to start a video, isn't it? We don't waste time or mince words here at Devin But Better Incorporated. Not in this economy. It's 2020. It is a war of attrition against the human spirit, my dudes. And you know what keeps me alive and going? Preparation. Stick with me. Never let a nasty little bitch sneak up on you if you can help it. If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. And in this video, we're gonna be talking about the state of California's arch nemesis. Earthquakes. Can I make a natural disaster better? Watch me, bitch. This is... Okay, so this week I am making a luxury earthquake kit for my family, which is Patrick, our two sons, Mars and Bones, and perhaps a little dash of Ross, depending on where he is when the big one hits. As much as this kit will be tailored to the earthquake genre of horror films, I really think it's important that we all maybe take time and put together a get the fuck out bag. Especially right now, right? I don't want to unnecessarily inject fear into your vibe right now, but wouldn't it be nice to have some weed in the apocalypse? Or better yet, a sleeping bag? You can plan for that right now, my dudes. Okay, I think I need to take a step back because I can hear myself turning into my mother as we speak. Let me give you some context. A couple weeks ago, I playfully tackled Patrick in our bed. No, not sexually. That's not where this is going. Think more of like Nala and Simba at the beginning of Lion King, where they tackle each other before they discover the elephant graveyard. Pinned ya again. Do you guys remember that? No? Okay, well, maybe you should go watch that movie again. I don't know. Well, anyway, surprisingly to no one, I got his ass. And as we landed on the bed, boom, earthquake. You know what? And it was a real shaker too. For a second as it was happening, I thought, Jesus, I have no idea how much weight I have gained in quarantine because I am making the furniture shake around me. But then I realized, no, sweetie, this is an earthquake. This is the Earth's tectonic plates. We're literally rolling in their graves. And y'all, I gotta tell you, I froze. I did. You know when you think about how you're gonna react in a situation like that? I fucking froze. Pat had to literally push me off him and drag me down the hallway until it stopped. Because in that moment, I kept thinking about how unprepared I was. What about the cats? Do I have their medication? Do I have my medication? Do I have enough to eat? What if the electricity goes out? The power, the water, etc., 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 etc. I was paralyzed. I realized in that moment that I was not prepared for the big one. And by the way, let's put a little mental pin in that phrase, the big one, because that's a term that's very familiar to everyone who lives out here on the West Coast. We'll circle back to it. But you know what? I ain't paralyzed anymore, bitches. I am ready to get ready. All right, and before we get started on this journey, I can already feel the little fingers tingling. Before y'all get all Dwight Schrute in my comments about what kind of natural disaster I need to prepare for, I am preparing for an earthquake under the assumption that my house is pretty earthquake proof and that my closet will stay intact. I don't want you guys to look at this. Over here. Pat.
Focus.
This is the shit pile that I referenced in the desk renovation video. This is literally all of our board games. If you have any helpful tips as to how to organize, these are my lights.
Are you pulling it out?
Yeah. Oh. There's a knife in this box.
There's knife, there's some tape.
And some cribbage.
Yeah, and a pad for writing down scores and a deck of cards.
This entire time, I have been acting under the assumption that we were gonna be okay if an earthquake hit because Pat told me so. He had told me that we had a bunch of stuff in our camping box that could help us in an event of a natural disaster. Going through that camping box, however, I was unimpressed. We have a lot of work to do. What is this?
That is your YouTube inflatable floaty donut inner tube.
What I'm gathering is that we need to have a camping fun box.
Yes.
And an earthquake emergency box that we keep perhaps on top of each other so we can just grab both in case of an emergency, yes? I'm taking this very seriously.
Ponchos, Mylar blankets, there is a lot of survival gear in here.
Duct tape, hammocks, you don't even need flat ground in order to sleep.
I think you're underestimating the quality of life at which I like to live. You have smashed marshmallows and a Frisbee in there.
Yeah.
Your girl's getting stressed The hair's coming back. I mean, I'm gonna save our lives, Patrick. That's what I'm realizing right now. It's up to me to save our lives. I must protect them as best I can.
I mean, good luck. Their survival instincts are basically non-existent.
No. This camping box was not fitting my lifestyle and all of its needs. So it was at this point that I realized I had a lot of shopping to do. Cut to me looking at the CDC Natural Disaster website for answers. But be warned, this is not a friendly site. If you're looking for a BuzzFeed, what should you pack before the world ends listicle, this really isn't it. But it does provide some great information about some basics that you should have in the event of a massive earthquake. This was going to be my starting ground. And to make the big one feel less like hell and more like luxury hell, I just spent around $220 on Amazon.
Wow, so we're preppers now.
Yeah. Bought some solar panels, some freeze-dried cat food. Oh, crank radio that also you can plug in your phone to. I bought some wet wipes, and it's all coming tomorrow.
Wow, all right. Well, let's hope that the disaster doesn't strike today.
That's what I said. I'm looking to cut corners where I can. I probably need a portable cat carrier. I have one. I don't think I need to buy a new one, so I'm buying the second one off of Marketplace. What I love about Facebook Marketplace is like you get to meet cool people in passing as you take their stuff off their hands. And the guy I got this cat carrier from told me that the Brady Bunch house is nearby. Definitely gonna drive by and see that real fast. I did not anticipate the Brady Bunch house being a part of my day, but when in LA, you gotta check out the sites. My next site is a Lowe's, so there are so many options. Too many options. There comes a time in every tender Los Angeles transplant's heart where they realize the likelihood of a massive earthquake occurring in our lifetime. Let's just say it's not zero. Scientists define the big one as a massive earthquake of at least a 7.8 magnitude along the southern part of the San Andreas Fault. It is estimated to be 44 times stronger than Southern California's Northridge earthquake of 1994, which caused 72 deaths, about 9,000 injuries, and estimated a $25 billion in damage. I got weed. I'm home. With a lot of stuff for us to empty. We are going to survive the apocalypse. So help me God!
Wow, that's absolutely challenging 2020. Why would you do that?
These are my new children. They're not a part of our survival kit, but
I think they are. I would argue that we are going through a form of the apocalypse right now, and plants being a proven aid for mental health makes them a part of your survival. I do really like these.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
You could fit a dead body in that one.
You have to cut it up first.
All right, my love. In the event of an apocalypse, this is what we're having for dinner. Okay, chicken fried rice. I know how much you love chicken fried rice. Breakfast skillet. Chicken dumplings, beef stroganoff and noodles. What? This is turning out to be a video about a woman going off the deep end. I brought this to Colombia with us when we went, just in case. Like, you never know when you might need to wash your clothes on the go. So, throwing that in there. This is the stuff that usually gets shoved in the back of the bathroom cabinets and forgotten about. And I figure I'm gonna wanna smell good in the apocalypse, you know, and I'm gonna still wanna keep up some semblance of a skin routine. And we cleaned out a lot of space from underneath the cabinets. Wow, honestly what I'm doing here is just moving shit from one part of the house to the other part of the house, which is something I'm really good at. This video is me running around town spending a lot of money on a hypothetical crisis, which may be entertaining for some. Definitely kind of entertaining for me looking back. $450 is not cheap for a bespoke earthquake kit, but to be honest with y'all, I feel better knowing that in a crisis, I have a chest that I can turn to. This is the chest that is going to save our lives. This is actually the camping box. This is the chest that is going to save our lives. New and improved. The Frisbee somehow made it in here.
Excellent.
This has basically everything we would need to go for like a weekend trip of camping. It's got hammocks, it's got our tent, it's got sleeping bags, it's got a lantern. It's what's gonna save our lives. off the bat, freeze-dried cat food. It's freeze-dried, just like all of our freeze-dried food. Come closer. It's all stacked nicely.
I am legitimately looking forward to trying one of those. Not that I want the apocalypse to happen.
This is a tricked out first aid kit. Sunscreen, fire starter, plates, coffee, gloves, silverware, cups, weed. And this is your camp stove.
I love that thing.
Crank radio, 2 big packets of wet wipes, all meticulously fit like a little puzzle here, so that fits. Now there are a couple things I didn't showcase in this video because they're personal. Like, you really want to make sure that you have your important documents and any extra medication that you might need. That is a necessary step that you absolutely must have in any kind of to-go kit. Well, that's it for me this week, you beautiful nerds. I hope you enjoyed watching a fun mental breakdown. But better. Past Devin was looking out for future Devin, and present Devin is very grateful for them both. Let me know if you have any fun suggestions for things that I can add to my survival kit in the comments below, or if you've made a survival kit yourself. And if you don't know, the Red Cross sells a really affordable survival to-go bag that you can find online. I'll put that link in the description below as well. Thank you so much for being on this wild journey with me, y'all. I love you, you beautiful nerds, and I will see you next week.